Welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast, where we interview real estate investors and lenders so you can learn all the secrets to getting your projects funded and scale your portfolio. Learn about fix and flip loans, BRRRR financing, rental, fix to rent, commercial, multifamily bridge loans, business loans, and so much more. And now, your host, Beau Eckstein.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the Investor Financing Podcast. And today we are going to talk about construction loans, private money construction loans, and how to prepare for a loan request in this manner. And in particular, we're going to talk about a piece of property that does not have approved plans on it yet. So essentially, you're buying the dirt. So oftentimes on smaller infill type projects, you're getting contractor, builder, investor who is purchasing this piece of land with the intention to do a lot split or a small subdivision. And the problem is on the financing side is that most lenders will only lend 40, 50, 60% of the purchase price of the dirt, right? Because you've got no plans, you've got no nothing except a piece of dirt, right? So let me give you some tips and tricks on how to get some financing in place that might be a benefit to you. First off, what you can do is you could write an offer, and the offer is contingent upon plat map being approved, right? You could get where the tentative map gets approved prior to you closing on.
You're listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. We'll be right back after this break. Are you looking for funding? Are you getting frustrated trying to find a lender? Visit investorfinancingpodcast.com and click the Get Funding button. Complete the simple form and schedule a free phone consultation with one of our placement specialists. We have a proprietary directory of funding partners that can help you get the funding you need. It's fast and easy to explore the options available for your specific needs. Don't wait. Visit investorfinancingpodcast.com and get connected.
The property, and that would actually give you a little bit more perceived value on the land, because now you have a parcel that's maybe got 3 or 4 lots as opposed to one piece of dirt. I've seen on just a single parcel where they were just going to do a spec construction loan, you could also make your offer that you would close escrow upon the plans being approved by the city. So you could also do that. And then what that enables the lender will then go off of the ARV, or the subject to completion value. So they'll take your plans and they'll get a subject to completion appraisal done. And so in that situation, you can get much higher leverage. Now, if you don't have the ability to wait and your seller is very motivated and wants to sell now, what you can do is you can anticipate that you're potentially going to get 50 to 60% of the lot purchase. And then some lenders will actually include soft costs for you to get the parcel entitled. So they'll pay for some of your architectural or some of your improvements to the land that you need to do prior to getting the plans approved. But that's case by case with these private money lenders. So I always tell people to just expect you're going to need 50% down. Some lenders will allow for subordinate financing, meaning you could say, hey, seller, I need you to subordinate a seller carry. Like, for example, I'll put down 20%. You carry 30% in second position, and then the lender will lend 50%. So some lenders are okay with that because they've got a first deed on the property, so they're good with that. So you got to check and know this going forward, because some lenders do not allow subordinate financing, some do. So obviously once the plans are approved, then it's a lot easier to get financing. It's night and day, but I understand we get put in these situations where there's a great opportunity to make money, And by doing the two-prong approach, you can get the financing now to close, and then once the plans are approved, you can get the construction loan in place. So lots of different options, but really if you're buying dirt, you can expect to put about 50% down. So that's kind of the nutshell. The other thing we look at as lenders, we look at your track record, just like fix and flip loans. We how many ground up construction projects have you done in the last 3 years, right? Like if you haven't done any construction projects, some lenders won't do it. Some will do it case by case as long as there's a good amount of equity infusion into the deal. So you also got to know, where your experience level sits for a construction loan. So typically what I see is that they like to see 5 builds done in the last 36 months. Not to say that I can't get 1 or 2 builds done in the last 36 months, but you really want to have a track record. If you don't have the experience, maybe somebody in your entity or your business does have experience. Maybe there's a contractor that you're partnering with and so forth. So if you have any questions in regards to construction financing or construction completion, feel free to reach out. And thanks for listening to another episode.
Thanks for listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. For show notes and useful resources, please visit investorfinancingpodcast.com. For questions or comments, email info@investorfinancingpodcast.com. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your network. Until next time.